In the modern business scenario, we have bill of exchange provisional notes which used for the settlement of debts are known as negotiable instruments. A bill of exchange is a method of payment used between businessmen which has certain advantages over other methods of payment. So, what is the bill of exchange? In this video, we will have a formal introduction to bill of exchange. A bill of exchange is a document used in international trade to pay for goods or services. And so, a bill of exchange is an unconditional order in writing addressed by one person to another, signed by the person giving it, requiring the person to whom it's addressed to pay on demand or at a fixed or determinable future time or some certain money to the order of a specific person or to the peer. In simpler terms, it's signed by the person promising to pay and given to the person entitled to receive the money. Bill may specify that payment is due on demand or at a specific future date. It's not a contract itself, but it's often used to fulfill a contract. Is it hard to understand? I will give you some details. The first, unconditional, means that no conditionals are allowed. The second, in writing, the BER includes both handwriting and printing. The third, addressed by one person, refers to the drawer, i.e. the originator of the draft. The relationship of the drawer to the draft is not always the same. A check is a form of draft where the drawer has a debt to pay to the payee, and the drawee is the drawer's bank. In trade finance, the drawer is the seller seeking to collect money, and the drawee is the buyer or something a bank. If the drawer makes the draft payable to it, the drawer's seller is also the payee. The first to another refers to the person or business that is to make the payment to the drawer, i.e. the drawee is might be the buyer bank. The fifth, on demand or at fixed or determinable future time, means either for payment on intermediate presentation to the drawee or the payment as a determinable due date. The sixth, a sum certain in money, effectively means that the draft is to be issued for a sum of legal tender including foreign currency. The seventh, a specific person or to bear, is either the named payee or the person holding it if payable to bear.
How many parties are involved in a bill of exchange transaction? There are up to 3 parties involved in a bill of exchange transaction. They are drawer, drawee, and payee. Drawer is the maker of the bill of exchange. The seller or creditor who is entitled to receive money from the debtor can draw a bill of exchange upon the buyer debtor. The drawer, after writing the bill of exchange, has to sign it as maker of the bill of exchange. Drawee is purchaser or debtor of the goods upon whom the bill of exchange is drawn. Payee is the person to whom the payment is to be made. The drawer of the bill himself will be the payee if he keeps the bill with him till the date of his payment. The payee may change in the following situations. In case the drawer has got the bill discounted, the person who has discounted the bill will become the payee. In case the bill is in trust in favor of a creditor of the drawer, the creditor will become the payee. Normally, the drawee and the acceptor is the same person. Here are 2 examples to clarify. The first is a very simple story. In 2018, Adam sells goods of the value of $100,000 to Eva on credit, and the payment had to be made after 3 months. Adam drew a bill on Eva. He accepted the bill. Later on, Adam endorsed the bill to Lincoln. Here, Adam is drawer, Eva is drawee, and Lincoln is payee.
What information should be included in the bill of exchange? A bill of exchange normally includes the following main information. The first, is debt. The date of the bill on which is drawn should be written on the top right corner of the bill. This aspect is very important to determine the maturity date of the bill. The second is term. This is the period of the bill and runs from the date of the bill. This should be specified in the body of the bill. The grace period of 3 days should be given after the expiry of the term from the date of the bill. The third is amount. Amount of the bill should be given both in figures and words. Amount in figure should be mentioned on the top left corner of the bill, and amount in words should be mentioned in the body of the bill. The fourth is stamp. Stamp a proper value which depends on the amount of bill shall be affixed on the bill of exchange. The fifth is party. There may be 3 parties to the bill of exchange: drawer, drawee, and payee. However, in some cases, drawer and payee may be the same person. All the name of the party and their address should also be invariably mentioned in the bill of exchange. The sixth is for value received. This aspect is the most important in the sense that law doesn't consider those agreements which have been made without consideration. Consideration being in lieu of and the context of bill of exchange. It means that the bill has been issued in exchange of some consideration, i.e., benefit has already been received. Based on the period of payment, how many types of the bill of exchange? There are 2 types. The first, that is side draft, also known as a side bill or on-demand bill. The second, that is essence bill, also known as time bill or term draft or essence draft.
Compare a side bill and essence bill. Firstly, when to make payment, a side bill is a payment due on demand. Essence bill is give the drawee time for payment. Second, how to make payment. A side bill is an assigned payment will require the party receiving the goods and service to pay a certain sum immediately upon the being presented with PE. Essence bill is a bank handing a draft on behalf of the seller with first often the drawer acceptance and may then hold it until maturity date, present it for payment, and then remit the fund to the seller. Issue of acceptance and issue of negotiation. A side bill is does not arise. Issue of acceptance of essence bill. The draft will be presented for payment. Issue of negotiation of essence bill, paying the seller immediately the face value less a discount to represent interest for the period between the date of payment and the maturity date. What are the advantages of PE? The bill of exchange are used frequently in business and an enforcement of credit due to the following reasons. To begin with, legal relationship. Issuing bill of exchange provides a framework which converts and establishes a legal relationship between seller and buyer, from creditor and debtor to drawer and drawee. In the case of any dispute between the parties, this relationship provides a conclusive truth in the court of law. Next, terms and conditions. Bill of exchange consists of terms and conditions of payment, amount of the bill, date of payment, place of payment, interest to be paid, if any. The maturity date of the bill is also known to the party of the bill so they can make necessary arrangements for funds. In addition, mode of credit. Bill of exchange has been defined as a negotiable instrument under the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. The buyer can buy the goods on credit and pay after periods of credit with the help of bill of exchange. In case of vacancy, the drawer can also get the payment through discounting the bill from the bank and without waiting for the maturity period. Besides easy transferability, bill of exchange can be used for setting the debts of creditor, more delivery and endorsement of the bill give a valid title to the endorsee.
And wider acceptance in case of storage bill. Wider acceptance is given to the parties through which payments can be resettled and made easily. Finally, mutual accommodation. Sometimes bill can be used for mutually accommodating the parties so that financial help can be given to each. 7. What should be noted in the B? The first, a bill of exchange is generally drawn by the creditor upon his debtor. It has to be absented by the drawee or debtor or someone on his behalf. It is just a draft till if the acceptance is made. For example, Hannah sold goods to Jack on credit for USD 10,000 for 3 months. To end the payment on due date, Hannah draws a bill of exchange upon Jack for USD 10,000 payable after 3 months. Before its acceptance by Jack, it will be called a draft. It will become a bill of exchange only when Jack writes the word accepted on it and upon his signature, there to communicate his acceptance. The second, if the bills are issued by a bank, they can be referred to as bank drafts. If they are issued by individuals, they can be referred to as trade drafts. The third is use of bills of exchange use the out formats, so there is some variation from the information just noted, as well as in the layout of the document. The fourth, a bill of exchange is transferable, so the drawee may find itself paying an entirely different party than it initially agreed to pay. The pay can transfer to bill to another party by endorsing to the back of the document. The fifth, a payee may sell a bill of exchange to another party for a discounted price in order to obtain funds prior to the payment date specified on the bill. The discount represents the interest cost associated with being paid yearly. The sixth, bill of exchange does not usually include a requirement to pay interest. If interest is to be paid, then the percentage interest rate is stated on the document. If a bill does not pay interest, then it's effectively a posted check. Finally, if an entity accepts a bill of exchange, its trick is that the drawee may not pay. This is a particular concern if the drawee is a person or non-bank. Also, no matter who draws, the payee should investigate the creditworthiness of the user before accepting the bills. If the drawee refuses to pay on the due date of the bill, then the bill is set to dishonored.